What is happening? Let's talk about pricing leaf removal services. Hey, it's Ryan with Lawn Crack, and today we are going to talk about pricing leaf removal services. As fall is setting in, the temperatures are dropping, and the leaves have begun to fall a little bit, but you know they're all going to come off sooner than later, and they're going to create a mess, just an absolute nuisance. And if the leaves stay on the lawns and landscapes, they have the possibility to introduce fungus and disease and stuff like this. So it is really a best practice to remove the leaves over the winter months, so you eliminate any of this kind of stuff from happening. So that's an opportunity to educate your customers. If they have invested in their lawn and landscape, they more than likely will be willing to pay for a leaf removal so it does not damage their lawn or their plants or anything like that. So I just wanted to throw out some tips on how to price these services, what to keep in mind as you're pricing services. So here we go. Let's first start with like what are you using? Well, let's start at the very basic, very base level. You really gotta nail down your hourly rate. Please consider getting the profit calculator. It's absolutely free. You can customize it to your needs, but the way it is right now, it's good to go. You can plug and play numbers and kind of see, you know, if you're pricing jobs at this and how many jobs you do, how much money are you gonna make. So definitely recommend getting the profit calculator and playing around with that when you have time. But you know, there's several factors to consider here. One is, what kind of equipment do you have? So when I started offering leaf removal, I was doing it with, you know, backpack blowers, tarps, bags, rakes, and that was basically the majority of our leaf removal stuff, right? And then eventually I got the vacuum that went on the back of the dump trailer, and we blew all the leaves into the dump trailer and we dumped them out, and that was all, you know, that was great, super efficient. You know, it was a several $1,000 investment between the leaf blower and the dump trailer and all that. So there's a very good chance you don't have this stuff, you're not there yet. It's all good. You can accomplish this service with blowers, rakes, and tarps and bags. So if you haven't got on the tarp bandwagon, like, it is crucial. And I like to say, you know, we get them onto the tarps and then we make tacos out of them, and we take little zip ties and we zip tie up the ends and the middle and keep everything good, and we just have like tacos of leaf tarps, and we just stack those on our you know, 16-foot trailer or whatever you got in the back of your truck, whatever kind of trailer you have, and you're good to go. But so what you want to keep in mind here is, where are the leaves located on the property? If the leaves are located at the back of the property, or and you don't have access to get your truck and trailer near them, you need to account for that additional time to collect those leaves and pull them, drag them to your truck or trailer. You know, different leaves blow better than other leaves. So if you're dealing with, like, you know, these aren't actually leaves, but pine straw doesn't blow real well at all. And then the you know, just the less surface area that the leaf has, it's gonna take longer to get those to move. If you have like paved surfaces, if you can get the leaves onto the paved surfaces and then blow them on that surface, it's gonna go so much quicker. If you have 2 or more people on your crew, if you kind of sync yourselves together and blow in unison and just work as a team going back and forth, sometimes you have your blowers hitting the same exact spot, it will really move a lot more leaves than one blower by itself. I never had like the Hurricane or nothing like that, like no crazy leaf blowing machine like that. We just always use our BR430s, and I believe we had the BR350s before we got the 430s. I never got into the, you know, 600, 700. I think they have an 800 now. I thought that was just overkill. I didn't need it, didn't see the justification of the higher price, but maybe there's a reason why it would be justified for you. So let's see here. Where are the leaves? Are they in the grass or are they in the beds? because if they're in the beds, that's a much more tedious process of getting the leaves out of the beds. I don't recommend just mowing the leaves up, you know, if you throw your gator blades on, or if you just close your flap with your normal blades. I don't recommend just running over the lawn so many times that you just crush all the leaves up and they kind of disappear, because it's just too much debris and sediment going on top of the soil surface. It's just, I do like the concept of using your mower to help with the leaf collection process and stuff like that. It'll reduce the size of the leaves. It'll obviously keep them moving in the direction you want, assuming you're controlling your mower properly and keeping your blowout side on the right side. So we would sometimes just circle a lawn and blow all the leaves into the middle, and then we take our rakes and tarps and gather them from there, and that would really reduce some time involved, and the leaves would take up less trailer space on the trailer, because when we went out to do a leaf removal job, assuming that this one leaf removal job wasn't going to fill up the truck and trailer, which sometimes they did, we would try to have back-to-back leaf removal scheduled that day. So we're just going from one house to the next, picking up leaves. And if we can fit, 4 or 5 more tarps of leaves on the truck, then that's just a bonus. A tip for getting these tarps is get them from Harbor Freight. If you get the coupon, I'm pretty sure you can get them for like literally $2 or $3 a piece. I would say get the 8x10, I believe is the size, or maybe it was a 7x9, somewhere in there. If you get a larger tarp, it's just going to become too heavy. And if you get a smaller tarp, then it's just not going to be that effective. You might as well be bagging them at that point. The reason I lean towards the tarps over the bags is just sheer speed and efficiency. You don't have to try to get it in the little hole of the bag and stuff like that. And if you are bagging leaves up, I will do a little demonstration for this video of one of the old timers I used to work with. He's not really even that old. He was like in his 40s when I was working with him. But he was like, watch this. And he's telling me that I'm putting the leaves into the bag wrong. And I'm just looking at him like, dude, you don't ever get off the freaking zero turn. You haven't touched a trimmer all year. And now you want to tell me I'm putting the leaves in the bag wrong? Like, you got some balls, dude. But sure enough, he was right. So I'll do the little demonstration of that. And if you haven't, picked this up yet, it is actually pretty slick. Who knew there was a really good way to put leaves in a bag? But it does work. I use it every time I rake anything into a bag now, and it's great. So yeah, so basically experience is going to be a key thing here. Like, if you just have absolutely no idea how long it's going to take to remove some leaves, you might just want to throw out a price that you're like, screw it, I'm gonna do this job and I'm gonna get this much money, and then track your time very diligently and make sure you have a good information base to move forward with and price out your future jobs. Maybe you have some down leaves at your shop, your house, your parents' house, a friend's house. Maybe you could just go blow some leaves and collect them and get a feel for how long this is going to take, because sometimes it does take longer than expected. If the leaves are wet, it's going to take longer than expected. If you're going out to do leaf removals and there's frost on the ground, you're probably not going to be able to remove any leaves until that frost melts. So we ran into that a couple times where my guys get to the job and they're like, dude, freaking, like, this whole place is under shade, everything's still frosted, we can't get the leaves to budge. And I'm just like, like, why didn't I think of that? This is ridiculous. So that's the whole point of these videos, guys. I did this for years and years and years, and every single service that we did, I'm like, how can I make this more efficient? How can I make this more profitable? How can I get the customer a better experience with this service? How can I make it easier for my guys? What tools could we possibly use? Is that tool worth it? Worth the cost of the tool? Can we use that tool for anything else? How much shop space does this take up? what are the ongoing maintenance costs, etc., etc., etc. So that's really the whole point of Lawn Crack, is just trying to share everything that I learned running my business. It went really smooth for me. I definitely had my ups and downs and all that kind of stuff, but for the most part, it was just a great experience for me running my lawn care business. I hope you're having the same experience, and if not, maybe some of my tips and tricks will help get you on that right track, because it's super rewarding when you're doing it right. You're making money, the customers are, you know, giving you praise and feedback. It just feels good, and you know, you're just beautifying your community, and it's all good. It's all good all the way around. So like always, there was another haphazard Lawn Crack video where hopefully I got everything. If I forgot anything, I'll put it in the description, or I'll slap a little thing up on the screen as it's going. But yeah, man, it's the fall. Make sure you're finishing off strong. Leave those customers with a great impression on these final services. Don't let up. In my opinion, don't be focusing on picking up new clients right now. If you have your SEO kicking and stuff like that, or maybe you are running ads to pick up specifically fall cleanup, leaf removal type services, but I wouldn't, like, you know, most people have already found a lawn care or landscaping company throughout the season, and your best bet is gonna be to pick them up early spring next year, late winter, early spring. So we'll definitely have some videos on that kind of stuff. But I hope that helped. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll get right back with you. And thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. All that kind of stuff really means a lot. Until the next video, keep making money.